We are on our way today to visit the Kalopa State Park. Right now we're a few miles east of Honoka'a, and we are on Highway 19, also known as the Hawaii Belt Road. All right, looks like we're actually entering the park right now. We've gained a lot of elevation. I'm not sure what the elevation is here, but we have climbed a long ways up the hill. Well, I'm stopped at the entrance, and this is the first place I've seen any information about hunting. So apparently this is a hunting area, and it lists some regulations. This is Unit 1, open to year-round hunting. The bag limit is 2 pigs and 1 goat per hunter per day. That's apparently on weekends and state holidays only. No firearms permitted, bows and arrows and knives only. So very interesting. So there is hunting on the Big Island. It's like we're arriving at the parking area for the public. Well, here we are at the parking area of Kalopa Park. You can see it's not a huge place, but it's beautiful. According to the signs, there's camping by permit. Looks like someone's camping under one of those gazebos right there. As I understand it, there's some extensive trails through here. We'll do a little exploring. Most of these trailheads have a shoe station where you can brush your shoes off before and after you hike to try to avoid invasive species and moving invasive species around, I guess. The hunters definitely haven't got all the pigs yet. Lots of signs the pigs have been here very recently. So where I parked was actually the camping area. And this is the main area from what I can understand. There's actually some cabins here. This fairly sizable lodge. Another parking area over here. And an information center. enter the trail that I was just on, which goes back to the camping area. And if I turn right, it continues up the hill on what's called the old Jeep Road. Several trails branch off of this old Jeep Road to the left, up ahead. We'll take one of those when we come to it. This is such a beautiful day and a beautiful place. Just smells so good. The temperature is perfect, the sun's shining. It's a perfect day for this. We've come to the first trail intersection, which is called Blue Gum Trail on the sign and Blue Gum Lane on the map. It cuts towards the east over to the Gulch Rim Trail. We're going to stay on the old Jeep Road, continue towards the top of the park. We've come to the second trail intersection, which is called the Silk Oak Trail on the sign, Silk Oak Lane on the map. And again, we're going to continue north to the top of the park. We've come to the top of the old Jeep Road Trail. According to the map, that's about 1.2 miles from where we started. It's pretty constant, all uphill, but it's not brutal. I think most people that do any hiking at all could walk up there without stopping. We're going to head east on Ironwood Lane. So this is the official top boundary of the Kalopa Park. As I was approaching the top of the trail, I saw some turkeys walking right through here. I was hoping I could get up here and get a picture of them, but they're gone. Unless we catch up with them later as we move over towards the east. You've probably caught on that these side trails seem to be named for types of trees. Again, this one is named Ironwood. And if I knew what an ironwood tree looked like, I would point it out. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So we have reached the end of the Ironwood Lane, and we're now heading down the Gulch Rim Trail. And wouldn't you know, there's a deep gulch on our right-hand side. The Ironwood Lake Trail was fairly easy. There was some up and down to it through a couple smaller gulches, but nothing very hard. This trail should be mostly all downhill. We've come to the intersection of the Gulch Rim Trail and the Silk Oak Trail. We're going to continue north and down on the Gulch Rim Trail. Now we're coming to the intersection of the Blue Gum Trail with the Gulch Rim Trail. And again, we're going to continue north and down on the Gulch Rim Trail. We've come to the end of the Gulch Rim Trail, which now puts us on the Robusta Lane Trail, which takes us west back to the parking area and the main park. And we've come to the end of the trail, back to the road. This happens to be where the entrance road forks. Left goes to the campground where we parked, and the right goes to the main park area. If you're coming to visit Kalopa State Park and are going to do some hiking, here's a couple thoughts. If you do the long loop, it's going to be a 2.8 mile round trip. If you want a less intense hike, I would suggest hiking up the Jeep Trail first and then cutting over to the Gulch Rim Trail. The elevation gain is the same, but the Gulch Rim Trail has more level spots and therefore much steeper areas than the Jeep Trail does. I'm wrapping up my visit to Kalopa State Park. It's a beautiful place to visit, and I had never been here before. Got to give a thank you to my dear friend Cynthia, who told me about this place, and she wasn't wrong. It's been gorgeous. I only saw 3 other people on the trail, so it was very peaceful and quiet. Lots of beautiful forest sounds. I'd really encourage you to come and visit.